It doesn't begin with gunfire. It begins with silence, broken only by radio static and the steady hum of jet engines cutting through the cold November sky. On the morning of November 18, 1952, 4 F9F Panther jets push northward over the Korean peninsula, skimming hostile airspace only a few miles from the Soviet border. Their mission is simple on paper: strike a target in North Korea and return to the fleet. But nothing about this flight will remain simple for long. Leading one section of the formation is Lieutenant Elmer Royce Williams. Calm, experienced, focused, his cockpit is filled with instrument glow and the rhythmic vibration of a carrier-based jet. When a sharp call snaps through the radio, we have 7, repeat,
Copy.
7 bogeys incoming. Protect the fleet at all costs. Williams doesn't hesitate. Copy. Far to the north, beyond the visible horizon, radar screens flicker inside a Soviet airbase just outside Vladivostok. American contacts appear, moving steadily north. The warning goes out immediately. Americans heading this way. Do not let them approach Vladivostok. The response is instant. Understood. Turning to intercept. Captain Nikolai Belyakov and his pilots scramble in the most feared fighter of the era, the MiG-15 bis. Sleek, fast, and deadly, the Soviet jets climb hard. Char_Soviet_pilot and his pilots hunt across the Korean skies. Both formations turn toward each other. At 12.00 feet, the American Panthers burst through a layer of cloud. Almost immediately, another transmission hits Williams' headset, this one from his flight leader. Engine trouble, I have to return to the carrier. Williams answers, copy, I'll take it from here. One by one, the leader and another wingman peel away. Williams looks upward, and sees thin white streaks carving the sky. Contrails, 7 of them. Now it's just Williams and his wingman, Lieutenant Dave Rowlands, facing what they still believe are 7 North Korean fighters. 2 aircraft standing between the enemy and the fleet below. Belyakov issues the command, split into 2 groups, dive on the target, the MiGs roll and plunge. At 26.00 feet, Williams and Rowlands watch the contrails separate, then vanish entirely, and then the sky explodes. Metal slams into Williams' fuselage. Traces flash past his canopy. They're coming from the right. Both Panthers snap into violent evasive maneuvers, rolling and twisting as the first MiG screams past them. A second follows, spraying cannon fire that rattles through Williams' airframe. Then a third, then another. The Panthers can roll well, but in a pure air-to-air fight, they are completely outmatched. A 4th MiG dives in hot, hammering the Americans with 23 and 37mm shells. But Williams is already turning left. The MiG flashes past, and suddenly, Williams is behind it. He steadies the nose, pulls the enemy jet into his gun sight, and opens fire. Inside the MiG, Senior Lieutenant Pakompkin feels the shock before he hears it. Warning lights flare. The aircraft jolts violently. I've been hit. He twists around just in time to see smoke streaming from his engine, and 2 American jets closing fast. Instinct takes over. He dives hard, pushing the MiG toward the deck. Rowlands reacts instantly, breaking formation and plunging after the wounded fighter. Williams watches his wingman peel away, leaving him alone against the remaining attackers. As the MiGs climb back up, Williams notices something chilling. Their wings aren't marked with the familiar North Korean roundels. There is no blue, no red circle, only a bare red star. Cap control, these MiGs are Soviets. Almost simultaneously, another transmission crackles in, this one routed through intelligence channels. The National Security Agency has been listening. Do not engage. Repeat, do not engage. This could escalate into a global conflict. Williams doesn't look away from the sky ahead. I'm already engaged. The 3 MiGs pull up nearly vertical, engines screaming, then roll and dive back toward him. They are faster, higher, and fully committed. Williams has no choice but to climb and meet them. Captain Belyakov leads the formation. 1 American Panther is coming straight at him, alone. The MiGs dive head-on. The 4 aircraft rip past each other in a blur of speed and fire. Cannons blazing. Somehow, impossibly, no hits are scored. Williams pulls hard, clawing for altitude, when traces suddenly streak toward him from the opposite direction. The other 3 MiGs. 6 Soviet fighters now converge on a single American jet. Williams brakes violently, rolling and diving as enemy aircraft slice past at terrifyingly close distances. Williams brakes violently, rolling and diving as enemy aircraft slice past at terrifyingly close distances. Williams brakes violently. Rolling and diving as enemy aircraft slice past at terrifyingly close distances. The attacks come without pause. One after another, relentless. 4 MiGs flash by in tight formation. Williams slips in behind them. Inside one MiG cockpit, dread rises as the Soviet pilot glances back and sees the Panther locked onto his tail. Training takes over. He pulls straight up toward the sun, hoping the glare will blind his attacker. The rest of the flight scatters. Williams follows, and instantly loses sight. Blinded by light, unable to aim, he abandons the chase and turns away. And suddenly, 2 MiGs are coming straight at him. There is no time to dodge. So Williams does the only thing left. He turns directly toward them. Another head-on joust. He squeezes the trigger. The lead MiG, Belyakov himself, breaks away. But his wingman, Senior Lieutenant Alexander Vandayev, does not. Alright, Yankee, let's dance. Both aircraft unleash everything they have. Streams of traces crisscross the sky. Williams watches enemy shells pass beneath his cockpit. He cannot see his own rounds striking, but he keeps firing as the distance collapses. Then it happens. A 20mm shell punches straight into the MiG's cockpit. Vandayev is killed instantly. The MiG goes silent, rolling inverted beneath Williams' jet. Another MiG flashes past, and on pure reflex, Williams fires again. Up ahead, Belyakov watches 2 MiGs fall, including his wingman. Rage floods in. He turns back toward the American. Williams sees him coming. Once more, head-on. The exchange is brief but violent. Chunks tear away from the MiG as the jets scream past each other. Williams twists through debris. The MiG is diving away, out of the fight, but the battle is not over. Williams rolls to pursue, and that's when it hits him. A MiG screams in from behind and opens fire. This time, the impact is different, violent, final. The Panther lurches hard, metal tearing. A 37mm shell punches clean through the wing and detonates inside the engine compartment. Hydraulics fail instantly. Rudder, gone. Flaps, gone. The jet becomes barely controllable. Williams feels it immediately. The aircraft responds slowly, horribly slow, as if it's sinking through thick air. More rounds strike the fuselage, ripping holes through aluminum skin. The MiG stays glued to his tail, calmly finishing the kill. Williams tries to roll, and nearly loses control. Without a rudder, the Panther wobbles dangerously, threatening to spin apart. He is forced to make tiny, careful inputs, knowing that one mistake will end everything. He is running out of sky, but he still has his elevator. So he pulls up, then pushes down, riding a slow wave motion, trying to stretch the distance, trying to reach the cloud layer still 10,000 feet below. Bullets continue to strike. He won't make it, and then, Cap, on your left, Rollins appears out of nowhere, diving in and opening fire. The remaining MiG breaks away instantly. Abandoning the chase, Williams plunges into the cloud cover and pulls up, leveling out just 400 feet above the sea. It's over. He has survived a brutal 6 versus 1 dogfight that lasted more than 30 minutes at full throttle. But now comes the hardest part. Landing. The Panther is wrecked. Controls respond unpredictably. He discovers he cannot slow below 170 knots without losing control, an impossibly high speed for a carrier landing. Ejection is not an option. In the freezing water below, he would have minutes, not enough time for rescue. He must land this aircraft. Coming in, severe control damage, minimum speed 170 knots. On the deck of USS Horace Caney, Captain Courtney Shands orders preparations for a crash landing. The carrier turns directly into a violent storm. Engines push to the limit to maximize headwind. In the cockpit, Williams' heart is pounding. Every movement feels vague, delayed. He spots the carrier and lowers the landing gear. The added drag throws the jet off course. I'm going to miss it. Shands watches through binoculars. The Panther is misaligned, and not correcting. There will be no second attempt. Tell him to keep coming. New heading. Turn the ship, now. The entire aircraft carrier turns beneath the incoming jet. 500 yards. 250. 150. Williams commits. The Panther slams onto the deck at nearly 200 miles per hour. The third arresting cable catches. The aircraft jerks to a brutal stop. He's alive. After the fight, they count the damage. 263 holes punched through the fuselage. Wing damage so severe, It's a miracle the aircraft didn't tear itself apart. And then, the silence. Both sides move quickly to bury the incident. Diplomatic notes fly behind closed doors. Gun camera footage is edited. Soviet markings are removed. Transcripts quietly replace the word Soviet with enemy. Williams receives the Silver Star. He continues his career, retires quietly in 1980. He tells no one. 50 years later, the documents are declassified. The truth finally emerges. Russia acknowledges losses. The United States upgrades Williams' award to the Navy Cross in 2022. And in 2026, there is word that he may yet receive the Medal of Honor. Captain Royce Williams is still alive today, 100 years old. And this is the fight the world was never meant to know about.